Hey, Tyler, John Kime from ESPN. What do you feel you're adding to this offensive line in this franchise?
I mean, definitely leadership. I've started, a lot of games in my career, but also I've got great knowledge from the game itself, and I'm putting towards everything I know to this group of men, and also to lead these guys, in battle and just create, again, like I said before, creating this winning culture here, and creating chemistry with the O line, and go out and win games. Like that's all I'm about. I want to win, and we all do here, and you could feel it in the energy here when I first came down here this morning. So, but no, I mean, I'm just very excited, and I know what I bring to the table, and but I'm excited to connect with all the guys, down here when OTA starts coming up here in 2 weeks.
And you have faced Deron Payne and John Allen in the past. What is it like going against them, and what's it been like going against them in the past?
Yeah, I mean, it's great competition. The respect of competition in general. They're great players, and you learn about yourself every time you play them. And it'd be great to, like I always said before, make a connection to all the guys in the room, including Josh Allen, Deron Payne, and just see what they see and how to make us better as a team too, and how to get better individually, and just work together in tandem, and to create this winning culture that we want to have here, and yeah, going forward, just it's all about winning.
Hey, Tyler, Ben Standig with The Athletic. Welcome to town. Just curious, obviously with Dan being on the other side of the ball from where you were, how does he go about, being part of the whole locker room, not just the one side? How is it that he, became somebody that, even offensive guys would, gravitate towards?
Yeah, I think, his relationship building, I think his chemistry with the guys in the locker room, on and off the field, just talking to him sitting at lunch or just passing through the hallways, always having a conversation with him, and he has great vibes of great energy, but he's all about grit, tenacity, and winning, and that's him, and he's a great guy in general. He's probably a better human at all. He really does care about you generally. So and that was a big part for me, no doubt.
And obviously, you guys had the better of it last year when you faced Washington. The roster is working on getting more talent, but how do you think Dan Quinn and Joe Witt will be able to help the defense? Knowing that Washington defense pretty well.
Sorry, you cut out. Can you repeat that question, please?
Sure. Obviously, you guys had your way with Washington last year. How does Dan Quinn and Joe Witt, beyond just getting more talent on the field, how do you think their scheming, coaching is going to be able to help this defense?
Yeah, I mean, it's always about chemistry, who you're working with and how you're doing your job. I mean, and that's where, the more we can be in tune to one another in regards to our jobs and where we need to be at certain times, and, whether that's, blocking on offense or, pursuit and tackle on defense or whatever that is, or special teams or cover and finish or whatever that is. But it's just working in tandem of what scheme we're doing and how, how the best of our ability we can get it done. So.
Tyler, Sam Fortier with the Washington Post. Welcome to D.C. Great outfit. I'm wondering, where did you grow most in the last year as a center, and where do you want to continue to grow?
Yeah, I mean, I think every year you find different things to grow about. I think life in general, I mean, from the last year, going in my last year, my contract with the Cowboys, I think it was just one of those things where, I think just leading a group of men in general, I think that's where I grew the most. But also just, having my, whatever it was, like diet, recovery, like just up in the ante to putting yourself in the best position possible to, because this sport is about availability and keeping you on the field and, obviously being the best version of yourself. But that's what I strive for. And, after that, I think, coming here, I think, bringing this O-line together and playing as a unit and, running the football well and, having a great passing game and play action pass and all that great stuff. But right now it's about team building and building chemistry and building a bond and OTAs and going into training camp, hitting our stride and coming out game one ready to go.
During your career, you've mostly worked with veteran quarterbacks like Dak and Andy and Cooper. If this team takes a quarterback at the top of the draft, what would it be like working with a younger guy?
Yeah, I mean, I came in as a rookie too, and I played with the same class in a sense my first year in Dallas, but I played with numerous different quarterbacks, but it's all about chemistry. It's all about chemistry. Knowing the scheme or knowing the plays, but having that in tune chemistry with your wideouts, running backs. What's the route tree like? All that stuff. I mean, it's just honestly just working hard and getting down to it. You just got to grind. Got to grind and know your stuff and get in the books and it's awesome that we get to be here in 2 weeks. Because phase one coming up April 2nd. So I mean, it's very this time is right now is just to get the camaraderie together and get this locker room together, and moving as one piece throughout these OTAs and really building chemistry and getting towards training camp so we're ready to go for the season.
Hey Tyler, David Harrison, Sports Illustrated Fan Nation. Welcome to DC. You came out of a pretty proud program there in Wisconsin, kind of known for its physicality and things like that. Here, 4 or 5 years later, now what do you look back on that you brought from that bachelor's program into the NFL that you've been able to lean on here in the league?
Yeah, I think we definitely ran the football a lot in Wisconsin. We had Jonathan Taylor, and that program, it's built off of their O-linemen, but it's built off of the grit, dirty type, not necessarily dirty, but getting down and dirty in the trenches and, really just going after it in the run game. And, you vibe off a play action pass. Is that the same now in Wisconsin? I don't know. But in regards upon what it's taught me, I think it's just the grit, getting down and knowing your guys inside and out, knowing your right guard and left guard and, the guys around you to, fit the, because everyone's different, who you're playing next to, and everyone has different types of assets and in regards to their toolbox of how they play the game, and now it's just about how I said before, just about building that chemistry now, seeing how everyone is and who they are. I'm coming in here new, so I got to meet all my new teammates, so which I'm pumped about. And but like I said again, I mean, I think you bring from that culture, it's just it's grit.
Hey, Tyler.
And then you talk about new teammates. How long do you really need, or how long do you expect to need, I guess, as a new offensive line to really kind of get in sync with each other before you want to be clicking as a 5-man unit?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting in 2 weeks, and I'm pumped about that. And I think there's never a time where you've ever said you got it. I don't think there's ever been a time in my last 4 years where we've said, I've got it. I don't think that's ever a thing. I think you always have that itch to always keep improving, and obviously perfect isn't exactly the word for it, but the strive for greatness and to keep building your ante and keep that foot on the gas pedal. That's what you strive for, and week in and week out, and it's never about getting complacent. So honestly, it doesn't really have a timetable.
Hey, Tyler, Donna Hopkins, Pro Football Plus. Welcome to Washington. You talked about team building. What do you feel that are some of the most important components in building a solid offensive line?
Yeah, I think you want to meet everyone, and you want to get to know them outside of football as well. I think the biggest part is knowing their why, knowing their history, where they came from. I think it's just who they are as a person, but also I think that's great for the off season and the OTA program, because we're about to start here in 2 weeks, and we'll all be here, so we'll have time to chop it up at lunch and maybe go out and hang out with the guys and everything like that. So, but then when we're in the building, it's all about our work, and it's all about getting better. And but I think the biggest part is just knowing who they are as a football player and a human outside of the building, and then it's just it's all up from there.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.